Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Let's Stick Together. This is a 1952 animated Disney short, RKO Pictures, 7 minutes long, and it features a very elderly Donald Duck. Elderly, yeah. This is actually an unconventional kind of story because it's taken from the point of view of this bee. This bee became his business partner and best friend, apparently, it's all told in flashback as he narrates the story. He's sitting there in this tree and he kind of sees an old Donald Duck picking up trash in the probably Central Park, because from the looks of it, in New York City, and he's like, "Oh, I used to work with that guy. Let me tell you the story." And he goes about how they went into business together, and it became pretty. It's pretty apparent that even though Donald Duck is technically my favorite. Not technically, he is my favorite classic Disney animated character. This is just the way it is. Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, all wonderful. Donald, maybe because when I was a little kid, Donald, Doug, it's just, it made sense. It just, that weird association that you get when you're a kid. And, Donald Duck is kind of a crappy person. They kind of make fun of him in the theme song about how he's like, who's always, he's got a great temperament and he's, he doesn't get upset. And yeah, it's all sarcastic for the most part. And of course, he's always a rage monster. But he, in this, he gets to a new low because he kind of goes into business with this bee, and they kind of run a scam on people, like selling balloons to children in the park. And then the bee, I guess he's pretty bad too, because the bee goes in and pops all the balloons with a stinger, and then they have to buy more balloons. Yeah, it seems like a kind of good business model if you control the balloon industry, but it's still kind of slimy. Maybe we just don't. Maybe that's why we don't have. I don't think I've seen I think his name is Spike. I don't see a bee pin or merchandise in the parks at all when I've gone there. I don't know. Anyway, they go into other businesses. Apparently, they get rich. So everything from tattooing to sewing, and it gets all crazy until the inevitable, something comes between them. But I'm not going to spoil it for you because, one, it should be fairly obvious what usually comes between business partners, and then I'm not going to tell you. You have to check it out. And this is one of those things where, once again, I always tell people, when you get a chance, take some time on one of these cold wintry nights, curl up under a blanket, get some cocoa, and just go through all the classics, because without these classics, we would not have Disney Plus right now. We wouldn't. It's just the way it is. We wouldn't have Disney parks. We wouldn't have Disney toys and merchandise and pin collecting and whatever else. We would not have Disney Plus. So give credit where credit is due and see all the classic characters. Introduce your kids to them, or introduce yourself to them if you haven't checked it out. If you're here just for the Marvel and the Star Wars and the princesses and everything else, you know what? It's great. It's awesome. That's what I'm here for. Star Wars and Marvel mainly, but that's what this whole endeavor is trying to make me do. It's trying to get me to see things I wouldn't normally pick out. And hopefully by the end, I hear that in 2023, due to all the changes that are happening in management and Disney, they're going to slow down on adding new stuff to Disney Plus. So who knows? I could catch up next year. Not likely, because National Geographic already is dropping this month a mummy's tomb full of documentaries. Yeah. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
472.
472. That should be in the thes, I think. 472. Yep. Oh, wow. Speaking of Disney parks, and speaking of princesses, we are getting. I have to admit, I have not seen this film. Yeah. And I've been waiting for it. Once I realized I was doing this, I'm like, I'm not going to skip ahead. I'm going to wait till it gets picked, and then I'll watch it. And it's finally happened. We're going to be watching Well, I am. I hope maybe you will if you haven't watched it yet yourself, or maybe you want to watch it again. We're going to be watching The Princess and the Frog. Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it. I'm racist. But no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not yay. So, but yeah, hey, The Princess and the Frog. I'm really looking forward to it. And the reason why I say it has to do with the parks is that they're redoing the Splash Mountain as a Princess and the Frog themed ride starting next month in 2023. They're going to start making those changes, and they'll probably be shut down for a good chunk of 2023. So while it's freezing cold out right now, not freezing, but it's cold for California, go get on it. I imagine they might be doing the same thing in Florida. So ride it while it's still Splash Mountain, and you can have the zippity doo dah fun with the other racist themes. Anyway, I'll see you back here tomorrow with The Princess and the Frog and the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. We'll see you then.